How's your mum doing?
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shola is an East London schoolgirl whose life is irrevocably changed when her mother simply walks out one day, leaving her in charge of her little brother Emmanuel. She decides to keep her struggles to herself and continues going to school, where she's known as Rox by her close group of friends. But as the situation at home gets more serious, Rox is forced into a series of difficult decisions about herself and her future. That plot summary sounds awfully Stakesy and kitchen sink, but Rox's true strength is its keen observation of life. The teen protagonists are incredibly realistically rendered, the result of a long collaboration between director Sarah Gavron, writers Teresa Ikoko and Claire Wilson, and the young actors working at the heart of the film. And it's not just general life reflected, it's a very specific sort of London life, a rhythm of action and dialogue that matches basically what I see on the street every day. The improvised dialogue and workshop scenes make the film feel almost documentary, authentic, especially as the camera tends to be removed from the action, quite observational. If you look back at Gavron's most well-known films, like Hollywood production Suffragette and Brick Lane, that might be a bit of a surprise. But considering that she's made documentary work before, it's maybe not as big as a step as you might think. Actually, in the end, this has more in common with Brick Lane, I think, than any of Gavron's other work, with its slowly developing character study and keen focus on the lives of London characters. Identity is a big topic that runs through the film. Her brother does the Lord's Prayer, well, a good try at it, for eggs and yam at breakfast, which is a special occasion and shows Rox's Nigerian heritage. Her best mate Sumaya is Somalian, wearing a headscarf and dealing with a full house of extended family due to an upcoming wedding, her brother's. One girl in their group lives in a posh house in de Beauvoir. These worlds are side by side but rarely interact. New girl Rocher has an Eastern European stepmom, her mate introduces himself as Chinese, Jamaican, English, and Rox asks what he eats for Christmas. Chicken, of course, what else? For all these young people, their identity is newly forged, not just as they come of age, but as they explore life as a Londoner with a heritage including somewhere else, and sometimes a few hyphens as well. You can see that when Sumaya comes around one afternoon to dig Rox out of a funk. Rox teases her for wearing a full headscarf and Air Force Ones. That's the world they live in, mixing different idioms of identity and ultimately forging new identities for themselves. Wanting to define an identity for yourself is a universal coming-of-age theme, but the carefully researched and portrayed interactions between that and specific cultures, heritages, backgrounds makes it feel specific as well as universal. In and amongst all of that joy, Gavron treads a thin line in showing how precarious Rox's situation is without resorting to poverty porn. There's a dwindling amount of money for food, relatives too far away to help, and as her friends try to assist, Rox alternates between leaning on their support and pushing them away. On top of that, of course, Rox is going through a tumultuous time just by virtue of her age. In the first section of the film, she has to use a tampon for the first time, and she's put through a careers test, as well as her new friendship with Rocher causing problems in her friendship group. It's a testament to the warmth and humanity of Rox that despite its deeply sad premise and its desperate moments, it's also a vibrant portrait of a tightly knit group of friends. There's a youthful joy to the film that's been deeply impactful to everyone I know who's seen it, and I hope that you enjoy that feeling too. Do please check out Rox. It's fantastic filmmaking. That's it from me, but as ever, I'd love to talk about this wonderful film in the comments below with you, so let's have a chat. Bye for now.